then remembered herself and cleared her throat. When you're married, you can hire a coachman who will take your orders and no others. As if Clara had waved a magic wand, Georgie's good mood turned to dust, and she frowned, twisting around in her seat to stare out the window. My husband will be the one to hire the coachman, Clara. Hire all the outside servants. She turned her gaze on her maid, her hard-won lady's maid, and all the joy Georgie had known during the past weeks with her friends and brother at Hunter's Cross, attending Fanny's wedding, drained slowly out of her, leaving her as empty as a husk. "I'm ever so sorry, my lady." Clara eased back in her seat, trying to disappear, it seemed. Glancing at Georgie and away, she picked at the hem of her handkerchief. "Perhaps Lord Travers will—" "Never mind, Clara. From what I know of Lord Travers, he is a man, much like my father, who will wish to bend all his servants to his will alone. Perhaps that is why father agreed to his original suit and to its renewal, since I became a widow. Like always fancies like, from my experience." Georgie wrinkled her nose. The idea of being married to a man like her father almost succeeded in swaying her from her resolve to marry Lord Travers. "Your father is not like you at all, is he?" "Hardly," Georgie sniffed. To think she bore any resemblance to her father made her cringe. "If father had tried to find a suitor who would be more offensive to me, I don't think he would have succeeded." She shivered. "Lord Travers managed to make my second season sheer torture, with his excessive attentions to me. I could not attend any party, rout, ball, soiree, or entertainment without seeing him leering in my face, fawning over me, and constantly asking me to dance." "Did you have to accept every one of his requests? Could you not turn him down a time or two?" "Only if I didn't want to dance very much that night." As though she'd bitten into a sour lemon, Georgie puckered her mouth at the memory. "He always managed to be the first gentleman to ask me to stand up with him at the ball. Unless some other gentleman had asked for a dance beforehand, if I refused Travers, I could not have danced with anyone else who asked me for that dance. It would probably have been remarked upon, too, to my detriment instead of his, of course." She sighed heavily. That second season had been trying, to say the least. "So inevitably I'd accept him, and he would smirk and saunter off, very proud of himself, and wait for our dance." Recalling the naked hunger in his black-eyed gaze, she shivered. Even when dancing with other gentlemen, she'd been uncomfortably aware of him watching her, like 1,000 dirty fingers poking her bare flesh. "He sounds like a very undesirable gentleman, to be sure." "Undesired by me, certainly. Other ladies, apparently, were not so discerning. There was much gossip about him and Lady Osborne that season, and one of my cousins who had come out that same year as well said her mamma had stricken his name from her list of eligible suitors for just such behaviour. If only Georgie's own mother had been alive then, perhaps she would have made a stand against father. Instead, Georgie's father's sister, Aunt Augusta, had brought Georgie out, but under strict instructions about chaperonage from her father, and the decree that she would not marry during her first season, so that he could turn to arranging the marriage himself. At that time he'd been busy with arranging marriages for her older twin sisters, Emma and Mary. That distraction had lasted 2 years, and had been a godsend for Georgie, because it had allowed her to circulate throughout the ton, making the acquaintance of many gentlemen without fear of making an alliance with any of them, which was just as well. She'd not been out a month before she'd known without a doubt she could never marry anyone other than Mr. Isaac Kirkpatrick, their parish vicar's son. Lord Travers must have behaved scandalously for a mother to have stricken an earl from her list. The horror in Clara's voice brought Georgie back to the swaying carriage. "My cousin didn't know all the particulars at the time. Her mother would not tell her everything, and for good reason. Such things are not spoken of to virginal young ladies. But after I married Mr. Kirkpatrick, I was able to find out..."